So one major question that everybody's been asking, over the past couple of years, more recently than ever, is why is Tony Khan / AEW signing a lot of these talents, onto the roster? Whether they're former WWE talents, whether they're former Impact talents, whether they're former Ring of Honor talents, whether they're former, New Japan talents, MLW talents, AAA, the list could go on. Former NWA, that's the word I was looking for. Why are they constantly signing them to contracts? Why are they always announcing someone new is All Elite? Like Jay Lethal is the recent newest signee to the AEW roster. And the moment he was signed, of course, on the Twitter page, they say Jay Lethal, is All Elite. The Twitter and Facebook page, that is. They say Jay Lethal is All Elite, and they say welcome to the team. Now, this doesn't mean that Jay Lethal is exclusively, he is exclusively an AEW talent, but it doesn't stop him from, competing in other independent promotions. That's the one attractiveness about going to AEW in places like, Impact and, MLW and all these other promotions is unlike WWE. They allow you to actually wrestle in the other independent promotions around the country, if not the world. You're able to have that freedom that you don't have when you're working for WWE. But when you look at AEW and you compare its roster from when it started to what it is now, a lot of people would say that it's basically a huge inflation, easy for me to say during these times, if you know what I'm saying, but a huge inflation or influx, I should say, of talent that easily could go elsewhere. You would think, in the eyes of a lot of fans that notice this, you would think, or they would think basically, that Tony Khan would be like, yeah, I want to sign this person, but I got a big enough roster as it is. I'll let them go elsewhere. I'll suggest they go elsewhere. But no, Tony Khan doesn't do that. Tony Khan instead decides, I'm going to sign this person to a contract, this guy or this gal to a contract, announce that they are now All Elite, say welcome to the team on my Facebook and Twitter pages, and go from there. But again, the question is, why is he doing this? Why is Tony Khan / AEW signing all these talents when they already have a massive influx of talent, bloated roster, if you will, as some people would put it, at the disposal? Why would they do that? Well, I think the answer is real simple. The answer is real simple. You see, Tony Khan is a wrestling fan himself. And we've always wondered, every day as fans ourselves, every day, every year, we've always wondered what would happen if we as wrestling fans had the money to own our own wrestling promotion. How would we run it? Who would we sign? And, what would we do? What would we do with them, basically? Well, basically the question is, obviously it's, how would we run it? Who would we sign? And how would we make the use of that person? That's basically the three-step question you would be asking. How would we run it? Who would we sign? And how would we make use of that person in the promotion? And obviously, being wrestling fans, our first answer would be, oh, I know. I'm going to sign this person, this person, this person, this person. I'm going to sign all these people that are free that need to have a place to showcase their talent. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to give them the freedom to do whatever they want, say what they want, perform the way they want, And in a sense, that's what Tony Khan's doing. That's what Tony Khan is doing. And that's, like I said earlier, that's the attractiveness of people, attractiveness of AEW that's getting a lot of these men and women in the business to sign with the company. Tony Khan is allowing them to wrestle those style they want, be able to compete where they want, be able to have the freedom to be, creative freedom to, say what they want and do what they want. And, and basically if you're in the shoes of any of these talents, who are you to, turn down that opportunity, turn down that chance of being able to finally be what you truly feel you can be, and be as creative as you want to be. You know, what is stopping you from doing that? You know, what is preventing you from taking that offer? Nothing. Nothing is stopping you. But again, it goes back to that question that we always ask ourselves and our friends. You know, what would happen if we owned a company? Well, how would we run it? Who would we sign and so on? And again, we look at Tony Kahn, and basically, you know, we would probably be doing what he's doing. You know, we would sign all the talent that's free out there, any former, you know, big-time talent as well, and say, here, come to our promotion, come wrestle for us, perform for us, and you'll get to do whatever you want. You'll get to do whatever you want. And again, who's to say that, who's to knock that as an attractive proposal to come work for someone like Tony Kahn? Or work for an actual wrestling fan that wants to see you do what you do best. I'm just saying. But there's probably another reason too. Another reason why any wrestling fan, like let's say Tony Kahn, would want to sign as many men and women to the roster, no matter how bloated he gets it and everything. There's a reason. There's a reason he's doing it. And that reason is the same reason any fan would do it. Especially if they wanted to, you know, make their mark on a national scale to the point that even, you know, Stamford, Connecticut themselves would notice. And that's basically to send a message. And that message is, hey, you want to sign these talents too? You want these kind of people to come work for you as well? You know, and you're seeing them come work for us instead of going over to you? Guess what? You want these kind of talents? You want these people? Here's what, you see what we're doing? You do that. You see, this is what attracts people to a promotion. You tell them, hey, come over to us. You'll get to do what you want. Have the creative freedom. No BS. Whatever. And you'll be able to, and you'll have them in a split second. And that is what, you know, a wrestling fan basically would do. And that's what wrestling fans are noticing Tony Kahn is doing. Tony Kahn is basically sending a message by signing all these talents to AEW contracts, announcing them as all elite, to basically, you know, to tell Vince McMahon, to tell Triple H, Kevin Dunn, Nick Khan, Johnny Laurinaitis, you know, Shawn Michaels, whoever is in charge, whoever is in charge of talent relations, more so than anybody else, or shares those duties, I should say. You know, what Tony Khan is doing in the eyes of a lot of fans is he's sending that message of, hey, you want to know what my secret is? You want to know why people are signing with us? It's because we're letting them be themselves. We're letting them wrestle their kind of matches. We're letting them do their own kind of, you know, we're letting them build their own creative structures and all that. We're letting them say what they want to say with a few bullet points here and there. We're giving them freedom. And if you want these people to work for you in the future, or you want them to come back and work for you again, then you have to let them do what we're letting them do here. And that's the message I think a lot of wrestling fans feel Tony Khan is sending. You know, to Vince McMahon, to Kevin Dunn, to John Laurinaitis, to Nick Khan, to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, that if you let these men and women, you know, in the business that are looking at WWE as a potential employer, as a potential place to work, that you need to let them be themselves. You need to let them have creative freedom to say what they want, wrestle the way they want, and just leave them be. And that's it. And to me, that's why when you look at all these signings and why people question why Tony Khan / AEW, you know, is bringing in all these people, giving them all these contracts, saying, you're all elite now, you're all elite, you're all elite, you're all elite, you're all elite, is because they are sending a message to WWE directly, and they may not come out and say it, but they are sending a message directly to WWE and any other promotion that, you know, views themselves similar in the same vein as, you know, Vince's promotion, and that is, you know, if you want these men and women to work for you, to consider you as a major option, if not the option, then you need to let them be themselves. That's it. You know, that is it. And that is why, you look, and that is why, in my opinion, when you look at all these signings by AEW and you wonder, when is the signings going to stop? When is Tony Khan going to be like, enough's enough? And the answer is real simple. The day Tony Khan says enough is enough when it comes to making this person all elite or that person all elite is the day that Vince McMahon says, all right, I hereby further announce that anybody that signs with WWE can do what they want, say what they want, and wrestle the kind of matches they want, because that is what we are now all about. And when that day comes, which could be a long time from now, if ever, that's when Tony Khan will say, okay, guys, let's cut it off. Enough's enough with the signings. And then that's it. That's it. But honestly, that's why Tony Khan is basically signing all these talents back, here and there. It's to send a message to WWE and any other wrestling promotion that views themselves similar in structure, small, medium, or large, like WWE. And that message is, hey, you want certain people to sign with you? Do what we're doing. Take a page out of our playbook, and you'll be surprised that it will actually work for you. But that, in my opinion, is why Tony Khan / AEW is signing a lot of people, in my opinion. It's because they're sending that message to the bigwigs in Stanford and any other promotions that view themselves similar in that structure. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on it? Comment down below, live chat during the premiere, like the video. Check out my Teespring store. Also check me out at BW Roses on Patreon for $1 or $3 tier. Check me out at BW Roses discussions on all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Also check me out on BW Roses on VENMO. And check me out on Venmo if you want to help donate in that direction as well. So until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later.